Good morning, class. How are we doing today? I hope you guys are all doing super well. Today we're going to be learning about the different states of matter. So there are 3 states of matter we're going to talk about today. You have solids, liquids, and gases. So to get us started, let's all think for a second, put our thinking caps on, open up those listening ears for what I'm about to say. Okay, when was the last time you washed your hands? There's a lot of people getting sick right now, so it's very, very important to wash our hands. When was the last time we washed our hands? I want you to pause and think for a second. And once you have your answer, I want you to press play on me again, and then we're going to talk about washing our hands. Okay, the last time Miss Christensen washed her hands was just a few minutes ago before I got this video started. Okay, just in case it's been a long time since we've washed our hands, we're all gonna go wash our hands right now. I'm gonna take you with me. Okay, we're all gonna wash our hands. So here we have the water. We're gonna turn the water on, get our hands wet. Scrub, 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 sing our ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Good. Okay, then we're gonna dry off our hands just like that. All done. And on your guys' worksheet, you should be able to see a little spot where we can record our observations. So you guys can pause me as I'm washing my hands. You guys can go wash your hands. Or you guys can wash your hands with me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write down our observations. So you're gonna press pause on me and you're gonna write those observations. You can write, my hands smell really good now, so I could write that as one of my observations. You could write that the water was really hot. Just any things that you noticed while washing your hands, we're gonna write them down. We're gonna write all of it down. The soap was slippery. I had a different kind of soap than what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about bar soap, so I could write about that. I had a soap that wasn't bar soap. It came out of a little spout. So just record all of your observations right now, guys. Okay, and once you've recorded your observations, I want you to come back to me and press play. Okay, so I told you guys just a little bit ago that we were gonna be talking about a different kind of soap than what I used. We're gonna talk about a bar of soap. So remember, I said we're gonna talk about solids, liquids, and gases. So in washing our hands from this last picture, you can see he's got a bar of soap. So the bar of soap is a solid. On your worksheet, you guys have 3 little columns that you can fill out. You can fill out more little details or write some more examples. Soap would be a good one to put under the solids. So a solid is something that you can see and it doesn't change whenever we move it around. So a solid would be my ring. You saw it fall off. But look, it doesn't move. It's still a circle. If I try to squish it, it's still a circle. So it's a solid. So next, we're gonna talk about some liquids. So when washing our hands, I said we're gonna turn the water on. And I put the water on my hands, but it moved around. It didn't stop moving. It wasn't like my ring where if I squish it, it doesn't move. If I were to squish water, it would go all over the place, right? It would go absolutely everywhere. Okay, so the water is a liquid because it moves around and it changes to the shape of its container. So if you're drinking a big glass of water with your lunch or your dinner and it's in a water bottle, the water is going to look like our water bottle, right? But if we have our water in a bowl, it's gonna look just like the bowl, right? If I had my water in my pencil bag, it'll look just like my pencil bag. That means it's a liquid. It'll move around to the container that it's in. That's how you can always tell if it's a liquid. So, the next one we're going to learn about is the bubbles. So you saw the bubbles whenever I was washing my hands and singing my ABCs? The bubbles are a gas. So you can't usually see gas, but bubbles are a really great way where we can see the gas with our really great looking eyes. You see the gas inside the bubble. The bubble is clear, so we can't see what's inside the bubble, but we see the bubble. So that's how it's a gas. Okay, so now we've kind of learned about solids, liquids, and gases whenever we're washing our hands. So I'm going to tell us the definitions one more time, and then I'm going to have you pause me and then go find a solid, liquid, and a gas. A gas is going to be hard to find, so just think about something that's around us that we can't see. So a solid is something that doesn't move it doesn't change its form whenever we move it. So like my ring, it's a solid. It doesn't change whenever I try to squish it or try to move it around. It's still my ring. The liquid changes to the form that it's in, right? Like the bowl in the pencil bag. If I put water in there, it would be a liquid. And then the gas in the bubbles. We can't see what's inside the bubbles, but we know that something's in there. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and find a solid, liquid, and a gas also for you guys. So press pause on me and go find your solid, liquids, and gases, okay? Okay. Welcome back, guys. I hope you found all of your solids, liquids, and gases. So I wasn't sure how well you could see my little picture up here in the corner, but I want to show you my solids, liquids, and gases that I found. Okay, so you see my picture on this screen? I found some bubbles. Look, I found some bubbles because we know that bubbles are a gas because we can't see what's inside of them, right? So I found some bubbles. Oh, do you see them? Hold on, you can't really see them very well. Let me try it again. See the bubbles? But we don't know what's inside of it, so it's got to be a gas, right? So that's my gas. You guys are going to write down your gas on your worksheets of what you found or what you thought of that you can't really see. But guess what my solid was? My solid was my stuffed elephant. Because look, no matter how much I move him around, if I do some rock star pumps, some kicks up in the air, he's still my elephant. He didn't change forms. He didn't turn into water. No. And if I put him in a bowl, he's not going to be shaped like the bowl. So he's a solid. Okay. So that was my solid and that was my liquid. That was my gas. Next, I'm going to show you guys my liquid. I have some coffee for my liquid. See, I have it in my little coffee cup. And so whenever I move it around, see, it kind of moves to the form. So if I put my coffee in the bowl, it would look just like the bowl. Since I put my coffee in the container, it looks exactly like my container. So that was my liquid. Okay. Well, that's the end of the PowerPoint, but I just want to recap one more time the differences between solids, liquids, and gases. I explained how I knew how my bubbles were a gas and how my coffee was a liquid and how my stuffed animal Milo over here, how he was a solid. On those worksheets, I want you guys to explain that your liquid is a liquid because blah, blah, blah. Try to use those definitions that we talked about a little bit earlier. A solid, remember, It is, do you know it? Think about it. What do you think a solid is? Say it out loud. Yeah, good job. It's something that whenever we move it, it's not going to change forms. It's still the same thing. Okay, what about a liquid? Can you guys do a liquid? What do you think that a liquid is? Think about it. I'll give you guys a few more seconds. Yeah, it's something that moves around to take the shape of the container that it's in. Just like in this picture, it took the shape of the cup. And what about a gas? I'll give you guys just a few seconds to think about it. Think about what a gas is. Yeah, it's something we can't see. Okay, so I want you guys to remember that whenever you're coming up with your examples to fill out that middle chart, because you have to come up with 2 examples of a solid, 2 examples of a liquid, and 1 gas. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening and being really good listeners. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.